over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more crying, no more crying, no more crying over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more dying, no more dying, no more dying for me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Jumbo, my brothers and sisters, I am Dianne Bellamy Small, the Songteller. We are here to celebrate Juneteenth, sponsored by the City of Greensboro, Creative Greensboro, Parks and Recreation, and Public Library Services. We are celebrating today in history and music that tells the historical and cultural significance of Juneteenth. Well, what is and how did Juneteenth come about? Juneteenth is a holiday observed by African Americans on June the 19th, when all enslaved Africans in the United States legally gained their freedom. It was originally called Jubilee Day in Texas, but in the 1990s, the celebration became known as Juneteenth, which is short for June 19th. What happened? Well, in April of 1861, 10 states, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, and Virginia seceded from the Union to form the Confederate States of America. The Civil War began when the Confederate soldiers, led by Confederate General P.T. Beauregard, attacked Sumter, South Carolina. On August the 22nd, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln stated, "My paramount objective is to save the Union, and not either to save or destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing one slave, I would do so." But on January 1st, 1863, President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. However, it was to only free the slaves in the Confederate States. Lincoln considered this declaration as an act of military necessity and invited the former slaves to join the Union's armed forces. This action created serious disruption of the South's war advances on the North. Then, on February 1st, 1865, President Lincoln signed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, abolishing slavery throughout the United States. On April the 9th, 1865, the Civil War was ended when Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to U.S. General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. Sadly, slaves in the Southwest did not hear about their emancipation. It was 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation that on June the 19th, 1865, the slaves in Texas received the message of freedom. Their freedom finally came when more than 2,000 Union troops led by Major General Gordon Granger, arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas. The Army announced that more than 250 enslaved Black people in the state were free by executive decree. This day came to be known as Jubilee Day by the newly freed people in Texas, and then to become known as Juneteenth. Juneteenth marks the second Independence Day in our country. Although it had been long celebrated in the African American community, this monumental event remained largely unknown to most Americans until the 1990s. And now it is recognized and honored as a holiday in many parts of the United States. You could probably hear on the Day of Freedom the former slaves singing something like this in celebration. I got shoes, you got shoes, all of God's children got shoes. When I get to heaven, gonna put on my shoes. I'm going to walk all over God's heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going there. Heaven, heaven. I'm going to walk all over God's heaven. I got wings, you got wings. All of God's children got wings. When I get to heaven, gonna put on my wings. I'm gonna fly all over God's heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going there. Heaven, heaven. I'm going to fly all over God's 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 heaven. Now, the Negro Spiritual was a key part of our cultural experience. It is the music that is purely and solely the creation of generations of African and African Americans, which merged African culture and heritage with the experiences of being in bondage at the beginning during the transatlantic slave trade, the largest and one of the most inhumane forced migrations in recorded human history, and for centuries afterwards through the domestic slave trade. While these songs are rooted in biblical stories, they also describe the extreme hardship endured by African Americans who were enslaved from the 17th century until the 1860s. Singing of these songs was a source of comfort and power. Spirituals are comprised of sing songs, work songs, plantation songs that evolved into the blues and the gospel music in the church. The music uses rhythm, call and response, voice and word manipulation to express the multitude of expressions and experiences, as well as a unique way of communicating messages right under the master's nose. The Negro Spiritual expresses pain, hope, joy, telling stories, and communication. Here is the Juneteenth Legacy in song. Pain. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. A long way from home. A long way from home. A long way from home. Hope. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over yonder, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, tell all my friends I'm a coming too, coming for to carry me home. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Joy. You can tell the world about this. You can tell the nation about that. Tell them what Jesus has done. Tell them that the Comforter has come, and he brought joy, joy, joy to my soul. My Lord done just what he said. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He healed the sick and raised the dead. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You can tell the world about this. You can tell the nation about that. Tell them what Jesus has done. Tell them that the Comforter has come, and he brought joy, joy, joy to my soul. And he brought joy, joy, joy to my soul. Telling a story. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. Thus spake the Lord. Bold Moses said, let my people go. If not, I'll smite your firstborn dead. Let my people go. Lord, help us all from bondage flee. Let my people go. And let us all in Christ be free. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. I bet you thought that I was talking about old Moses in the Bible in that song. No. The former slave and conductor of the Underground Railroad was Harriet Tubman. She used spirituals as a way of sending a message like Go Down Moses. And it would let the slaves know that she would help them escape. Her theme song of sort was Still Away. These code songs, as they were known, transmitted messages, and the words would have specific meanings so that people would know who to meet, was it safe, a time and a place to steal away. In the spirit of liberation, I want to tell you a story that my granddaddy used to tell us children that I call, But You Don't Own Me. Now, my granddaddy was from Horry County, South Carolina. And he was a tall, light-skinned, curly-haired man, and he wore his bibbed overalls, and he had a kind of twinkle in his eye that made you know granddaddy was up to something. But he used to gather us children around and tell us this story. And it goes like this. He said whenever he was a young man of 21 years old, he had to go down to Charleston to see about his land. And so he walks into the solicitor's office and he walks up to the counter, and this lady comes up and goes, may I help you? And my granddaddy said, yes, ma'am. He said, I'm here to see about my land. And so the lady asked him, said, well, son, what's your name? And he said, well, my name is Charlie Bellamy. And so the lady looked at him, and so there was an old man reared back in a chair behind where this lady was sitting. And he had a beard that came all the way down to his belly. And so the old man reared up and looked over at my granddaddy and said, boy, what'd you say your name is? So my granddaddy very politely said, my name is Charlie Bellamy. The old man stroked at his beard and he said, boy, said, what's your daddy name? My granddaddy said, my daddy named Jimmy. And the old man turned his head and stroked that old white beard one more time and said, boy, what's your granddaddy name? So granddaddy looked straight at him and said, my granddaddy's name was John. So the old man reared back and grinned and grabbed hold to his beard at his chin and stroked it down and said, boy, my daddy owned your granddaddy. So my grandfather looked at him and he had his cap in his hand. And he twisted that cap and he looked at the old man and he said, sir, That might be so, but you don't own me. And we children would just jump up and down because we understood it meant something. It meant freedom. And then Granddaddy would start to sing this song. He would start with his pipe in his hand and he would go, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Sounds like Jesus. Somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, sounds like Jesus. Somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, sounds like Jesus. Somebody's calling my name. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, yes, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? I'm so glad trouble don't last always. Oh, Lordy, I'm so glad I'm on my journey home. Oh, Lordy, I'm so glad, Lord, I got my religion in time. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, Lordy, hush, yes, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Just because freedom had arrived, the music did not stop. Negro Spirituals became the backdrop for every other musical art form in America, such as gospel, ragtime, blues, jazz, and more. But other music was created at the same time to express the Black experience. One song was created in 1899 by two brothers, Lift Every Voice and Sing, often called the Negro or Black National Anthem, was originally written as a poem by NAACP leader James Weldon Johnson to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. But when his brother J. Roseman Johnson heard the poem, he decided to set it to music. The verses have significant meanings. The first verse is an invitation to every voice to sing for freedom. The second verse describes the horrendous suffering our people endured. And the third verse is a reverent prayer of hope. It was first performed in public in Johnson's hometown of Jacksonville, Florida, as a part of a celebration for Lincoln's birthday on February 12, 1900, by a choir of 500 school children at the segregated Stanton School, where James Weldon Johnson was the principal. The guest of honor for this program was Booker T. Washington, the founder of Tuskegee Institute. who became so moved when he heard this song that he stood, and so did everyone else in the audience. The song became the theme of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and was taught in many segregated schools alongside the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The tradition of standing still remains to today when this song is performed. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark path has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of a bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. I want to thank you for being with us on this Jubilee celebration of Juneteenth. And we're going to end with joy, happiness, and celebration. I got a crowned up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a crowned up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I got a robe up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a robe up in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I got a Savior in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I got a Savior in that kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus. Ain't that good news? Juneteenth was good news. Harambe, my brothers and sisters.